Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Vlogmas number 4. It was supposed to be a styling video or a try-on video, but I have pivoted, since that's the word of 2020 thanks to the pandemic and everything. I have pivoted and we are doing a Q&A. So I quickly asked my Instagram community to ask me some questions via Instagram stories, and I am going to look at them now and answer them as they come in or as I see them, so and so. So, first and foremost, I am Jean-Pierre, lifestyle blogger, new mom. I love anything authentic. I am regular degular, but I like to be a fun regular degular. Where I got this regular degular, but it seems to be my little phrase right now. Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, share, like, do all the things, and let's get to the questions and I will supply the answers. So let's go to good old Instagram. Let's see what we got. So the first question you might have answered before, but how and why did you start Instagram posting? So I have been on Instagram since 2011. So wow, almost 10 years on Instagram. Holy moly. I started just because I love photography. I love visuals, and it was a photographer's paradise back then. Like, it was the playground where you got to see beautiful photography, and not quite as beautiful as it is now because you're allowed to do so much more on Instagram, but I just love the visuals and I just thought it was inspiring. And I personally started because it was something new to do, and it was a way to promote my blog without promoting it. It was just like another thing because Facebook was getting old, Twitter just was getting old, so this was something new and fun. And like I said, I love visuals, so that is why I started Instagram posting. Next question, confidence. How you keep it, found it, and don't let anyone steal it. I love this question. Like, I really love this question. So, funny thing is, I just did a campaign, which was my highest paid campaign to date, and I was speaking with the lady who chose me, or I guess the firm, and I said, you know, what was it about me? Like, I would love to know, like, so I can continue it or stop, you know, just a little bit of feedback. And she said, honestly, we saw your page and everyone in the office was like, wow, she is confident. And it made me blush, the confident one, sitting here blushing. But it was more so, she was just like, we watched your stories, we saw your in-feed, we saw your reels, and no matter if you were fierce or if you're crying in stories, your confidence was radiating, and that's why we wanted to work with you. And I was just like blown away by that. I'm still blown away by that, to be totally honest, just because it's been a long time coming. Like, I've always been a confident person, or at least I've always been a loud person and a very much this is me, take it or leave it. But for the longest time, I didn't know who I was. So it was, this is me in this situation, or this is me for this man, or this is me for my mom, or this is me for my, it was just, I didn't know who I really, really was. Like, I'm Haitian, first and foremost. So our childhoods are almost laid out for us in many ways. And you don't want to speak up, and you don't want to be emotional. Like, it's just, it's different. I don't know. I think a lot of children with foreign parents probably understand what I'm saying, but it's a sheltered life, and it's also a life where you can't openly express yourself because there is a lot of judgment, and they're not afraid to judge you to your face, which I love and I also hate. So it actually took some really bad breakups for me to have a complete breakdown, because I just kept making stupid decisions when it came to men, and stupid decisions with men, and I got to the point where I said, I'm done. Like, I'm done. So 2014 was honestly my breaking point, and I was just done, like I said. And I spent over a year just working on myself, therapy, reading books, hanging out with the right people, protecting my energy, setting and keeping boundaries. And I feel like I'm thriving now because of it. And I believe that I was able to attract the right people in my life because of it, and I was able to keep the right people in my life because of it. So I guess I hope I answered the full question, but I believe that confidence comes from within. I'm a huge proponent of therapy. I'm a huge proponent of mental fitness. It's great if you got a great body. It's great if you can do push-ups. I always say push-ups because I can't do it. But I think your mental fitness is number one. So we all have insecurities. You're not going to get rid of them. But it's also, how do you navigate those insecurities so that way they don't have power over you? So that's the confidence. What is the next question? And thank you. I mean, I love that question. What's the best thing about being a mom? Oh, Tegan. Tegan's the best thing about being a mom. Honestly, it is at night, because we do co-sleep, and I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, you co-sleep, why is she not self-soothing and sleeping in her own bed? Well, she's not. But my favorite thing about being a mom, honestly, is she will sleep on her own, like in her little area, but certain times at night she just kind of rolls, reaches, touches me, kind of rubs my arm a little bit, kind of like, okay, mommy, you're still there. I feel like I'm gonna cry just talking about it because it's just it's so cute and so precious to me. She just, you know, checks to see if I'm there, and then she goes right back to sleep. And that's one of my favorite things, is to know that she believes in me and she knows that I'm there for her, and I will comfort her and I will soothe her. It's just, I'm actually like getting tears in my eyes. It's the most amazing and beautiful part of being a mom. That little moment every single night. I don't care how tired I am. I don't care how much I have to do. Like, knowing that she is comforted and she feels safe because she just reaches out, like, that's everything to me. So that's probably one of my absolute favorite things about being a mom. What have you done differently to shift your influencing career over the past year? What have I done differently? Honestly, like, those fun transition videos and not overthinking videos so much, I think has been my biggest shift. And I think, well, I know that's the only way I've grown, honestly, is through those videos and TikTok. Like, I'm not big on TikTok by any means. I think I have like 4,800 followers, so small ducats for TikTok, but I love the creativity of the TikTok community. It's just beautiful to see what these young and not so young people are creating and making up and sharing with the world. Like, I love it. So TikTok has played a huge role in me learning and me just trying out more fun videos. Like, video is king, and I think I've been having a little fun with it, and I think that has helped. Also, like, I'm sharing a lot more. Not so much like sharing my life, because I share my life. Like, I'm not really that private of a person, but I am sharing how to do things a lot more. I'm not one to withhold information. Like, I really believe in community. It is community over competition for me. It's collaboration over competition. And if I learn something, I can't wait to tell you guys how to do it too, just because I think it's really cool if we all use the exact same tactic or technique, but we all come out with completely different things. And that just makes me so excited to see. Plus, I'm just a natural born helper, so I love it. I need to take a breath. Whew. When I get excited, I don't breathe. When I run, I don't breathe. When I exercise, I don't breathe. Like, whew, I gotta learn. Breathe in, breathe out. All right. Oh, okay. Let's see. What's your favorite campaign that you've ever worked on? Ooh. That's a really good question. And I have to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. I felt that coming. Oh, actually, no, I do know. The Nike Swim campaign was a lot of fun just because I got to be with some amazing women. You know, Key and Lexi, like, they're just beautiful, talented, all about community, just amazing women, and I loved shooting with them. I loved showing the world our natural bodies in Nike Swim. I loved collaborating with them and figuring out like how we're gonna pose and what we're going to do. So that was a lot of fun for me, and the fact that it was Nike was huge because Nike tends to only work with like big influencers or a certain body type or just celebrities or athletes, so it was really, really cool for me. So I would say that's probably my favorite campaign thus far. Oh, the worst, allergies. And of course with coronavirus everywhere, COVID-19, I'm constantly like, coronavirus! But it's not, I just have bad allergies. Okay, worst date story. Whew, child. I haven't been on many dates. I've always been a serial monogamous. Like, I've always been in like, you know, long-term relationships, so I haven't had a lot of dates per se, but I did try out, where did there's two of them. One was my friend Christian kind of set me up with his friend out in California. Actually, no, I'm not even gonna tell that story, but he was just lame. And it wasn't really a date, so I'm not gonna tell that story. I would say, ooh, I know now. There was this man, he is a lawyer in DC, and we went to the theater to see a play, and I thought that was really cool because it was just different, you know? And we went to see it, and he didn't, you know, open up any doors for me, car door. Like, I'm very big on that. Like, I still truly believe in that. Like, you open my car door, I'm gonna sit in and I'm gonna reach over and I am going to open up the car door for you too. I just think that's beautiful. But he didn't do that, and I was like, okay, no big deal. He talked about himself like throughout the whole entire play, and gosh, I'm trying to remember. All I remember is, oh, I had on these like beautiful heels and this beautiful dress, and he had me walk like from where the theater was to Judiciary Square, and it was like a solid 15-minute, 20-minute walk at night. I'm in this dress just because he refused to just go get the car and just come get me. He was like, no, you can walk, or you can just, and this was before like Ubers and all that, so I was like, okay. That's not really a good like date story. I guess I really don't have like a worst date story because I haven't dated too much. Yeah, no. So let's see another question. Woohoo! I should have been a little more prepared. What's your biggest accomplishment? My biggest accomplishment is forgiving and not holding a grudge against my biological father. I think that is my biggest accomplishment because I had so much resentment towards him, not because, you know, he and my mother didn't work out or that he wasn't really in my life, but more so because he just lied a lot, and I will never forget hearing that he was going around saying he only had a son and he didn't have a daughter, and that I was like, okay. So one day I prank called him. I think I was like 22 years old, so I prank called him and pretended I was someone else, and I don't remember exactly what I said, but he just kept saying, I don't know what you're talking about, I don't have a daughter. I have a son, I don't have a daughter. I don't know a Jennifer. Like, he just kept saying it, and I was so angry, and it just further proved to me, I was like, you're just a horrible person. I don't even know if I can cuss and swear on YouTube, so I'm really trying to think of other words. But my biggest accomplishment, and that was with the help of my big brother, was to, I think I was 30, 32, 33 maybe, and I was in Florida, and he only lives about 30 minutes from where my mom lives, and I went to his house, and it was like the first time in maybe 22 years that I had ever seen him. And I went and I just released all of the negative energy that I had towards him, all the negative feelings, and I just said, I'm going to accept you as you are. You're kind of trash. Ooh, that's mean. That's mean. But it's true. Like, he's just different. But I released all the negative energy. We had a great time. What I loved about it was I was able to see myself in him, certain things like his sense of humor and his smile and his zest for adventure and life. And then I also did see, you know, some parts of him that I didn't like, that I don't like in myself. So my biggest accomplishment was really letting go of that and just saying, you know what? You can't affect my life anymore in a bad way. If you want to be in my life, I am here with open arms. I'm welcoming you. If you don't, I'm still here with open arms, and my life will go on, and I'm not gonna be sad about it. So I am very, very proud of myself for that. I think letting go and understanding that other people will let you down, and it is because of them, it is not because of you, is the most freeing thing in the world. So yeah. And I'm sure if family watches this, I'm gonna get some, you know, some ish for it, because, you know, Haitians, we don't talk about our stuff. But guess what? I am Jennifer Jean-Pierre, and I talk about my stuff. Oh, and also, we're talking about my biological father, not who I consider my father who did pass away. There is a stark distinction. Okay? Okay. How did you learn photography? Ooh, that's a fun one. How did I learn photography? By myself, Googling, practicing, trying things out. When I officially decided to really blog, I bought a camera off of Craigslist for $300. It was a Canon XSI, and I didn't know anything about it. I was shooting in auto. Half my pictures were blurry. I didn't know focus. I didn't know anything, but I was putting them on my blog like I knew. I set it up on a tripod, and I just did my thing. I was hiding the fact that I was taking photos of myself from my roommates, because at the time I was like, they're not gonna understand, like I'm gonna look like a narcissist. So I would wait till everybody went to bed, and I was taking photos like in our kitchen, like just random places, in the alley. Like, we lived in Petworth in DC, and I was taking photos literally in the alley, and they were all blurry because I didn't understand, like, you know, nighttime, just so much stuff. And that's how I learned, was Googling a lot and practicing so much. And still to this day, like, I still believe that I am an amateur photographer, even though I do know what I'm doing most of the time. I still critique my content. Like, I have great ideas, but it never comes out like, oh, exactly how I wanted it. So I'm working on the confidence with that. That's what I will say. But yes, that's how I learned photography. When's the last time you went back to Haiti? Woo, child, it's been a while. It's been a while. I love my home. I love being Haitian. There is nothing else I'd rather be. I don't understand the people who won't admit that they're Haitian. Instead, they'll say, you know, I'm West Indian, I'm Caribbean, I'm this and that. I am such a proud Haitian. It is in my blood. It is in every step I take. It's in my smile. It's everything to me. But unfortunately, I have not been back since 1994. I have wanted to go many times. I actually had several trips to go, and then there was some kind of unrest and I wasn't able to go. And honestly, our family was linked with the Duvaliers, and you know, you might not know the history when it comes to that. There was Francois Duvalier, and then Baby Doc, his son, were basically like the dictators for life in Haiti. And they did, you know, commit some just troubling things in Haiti, but we were linked to them, and sometimes it feels like maybe it's not the best thing to go down to Haiti, but that's not really the reason. It's just been a lot of unrest and not having as much family there. But I want to go so bad. Like Demetria Lucas, when she went, I was just, oh, my heart was hurting because I wanted to be there so bad. And I love my country. I love my home. And if I could, I would end up just moving there and living there and just finishing. But I really want to bring, you know, Tegan to her home one day, and I'm praying that that happens in, you know, the next few years. When we went to, it was for a funeral, and I was in 6th grade. Have anyone's body, who would it be? I kind of like this question, but I'm also like, what's wrong with my body? What you trying to say? Like, my body good? It's good for me? No, honestly, if I could have anyone's body, who would it be? There is no one on this planet that I think has the ideal body for me, just because I like certain things. Like because I'm so narrow-hipped, I've always wanted an hourglass. Like, my ribs sit right on top of my hips. Like, I am straight up and down. SpongeBob and I, we share a physique. So I've always wanted that hourglass shape. I always wanted like wider hips, except when I was younger and really into athletics, because when you have really, really wide hips, like, you can't run very fast, and I prided myself in being speedy at the time. So most people who have like super wide hips just aren't that fast, and it's just like biological or physiological. But I've always wanted an hourglass shape. Like, I just love that. When I was younger, I had very muscular arms, like, and if you look at Tegan, like, we're shaped the exact same. Like, she has these like baby arm muscles, and I had the exact same thing, and they stayed with me most of my life until I started gaining a lot of weight. But in school, they used to call me like Angela Bassett arms. This was high school and college, and I hated it so much, and because I just didn't like, you know, that indent saying that you got muscles. I hated that so much. I would pray and just want to make sure there's no bugs. I would pray and ask for like just straight up and down arms. I was like, I don't care if they're fat. But now they are fat and big, and I hate it, and I want my indent back. But I would take definitely a toned arm and, you know, develop shoulders, but not broad shoulders. I just think that's so beautiful. A longer neck for sure. I would love to not have scoliosis. As you can see, like, no matter what I do, I can't. So I have no idea what just happened. My camera just stopped recording. I thought that the memory card was done, but no, it just stopped recording. So I only have a little bit of space left, so we're gonna make this quick. Scoliosis, I have it. I have a 16-degree curve, and so one of my shoulders is higher. It's just all crooked, and I wish I didn't have that, because now as I get older, I'm really feeling the pain. Like, I have a lot more back pain dealing with Tegan. Like, I feel like my neck is always forward. I don't know, like, you guys can see this. Oh, oh. So this is me just like normal. I kind of like hump in my back, and I wish, ooh, like, it hurts to do this. Like I see people and I'm like, why are your heads so far back? But it's not. What is going on with my camera? Okay, this camera is acting a damn fool. So we're gonna make this very quick. I'm going to do I'm going to do another one of these when I have better, I don't know what's wrong with this camera, but hopefully my answers to these questions were helpful. And it's, what's your favorite type of food or meal? I love food, all sorts of food. Like, I haven't met much food that I don't like except for liver, but I would say my favorite like meal is a sandwich. Like, I love sandwiches. Give me some good bread, some good deli meat, some mayonnaise, because mayonnaise is a very, very underappreciated condiment, and I am a happy, happy girl. But you know, I love sushi, I love Indian food. Like, I love a lot of things. Aloo chaat papri, woo, one of my favorite Indian meals. Yeah, but a sandwich, yeah. So before this camera dies again, I just want to say thank you so much for the support on my previous Vlogmases. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please do subscribe, please do like, please do leave a comment, do all that fun stuff, and thank you again. Vlogmas 5 coming tomorrow. Only 20 more to go. Thanks again, you guys. Have a great night.